This thing is like Spider-Man, except with bullets instead of webs. Bam! But you have to reload it and recock it each time. Thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian McCollum, and I can already hear you asking, where does he find all of those wonderful toys? Sort of mixed superhero metaphor there. But where I find this one is here at Morphy's today, where I'm taking a look at all sorts of cool stuff that they have. This is a Carlstrom sleeve pistol, and it was actually designed and patented by a guy named Elek B. Juhasz in 1929 in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and then manufactured by Elmer Carlstrom of Chicago. So let's take a closer look because you can't see it at all from back there. There is the Carlstrom marking and Chicago marking on this, along with a serial number of 60. Not a whole lot of these were made. It's also marked Carlstrom Chicago on the opposite side as well. Juhasz, the inventor's name, does not appear anywhere on this, but it is in the patent that was filed on the thing in 1929. So almost certainly Juhasz licenses it to Carlstrom to actually manufacture and sell. And they do make some, but not more than a couple hundred at most from the serial numbers I've seen, because this thing is just wildly impractical. So this is a very basic single shot pistol here. This is your striker. It is manually cocked. You pull that back, and then when you pull this ring, it releases that striker and fires the gun. Now, this thing has been for some reason connected to a button. The way this was originally advertised and described, this would be connected to a ring that you would wear on one finger. And when you extended your hand, like Spider-Man, it would pull that string, which would pull that ring, which would pop, fire the gun. And in theory, you're wearing it here. When you do this, you're getting your wrist out, your hand out of the way of the line of fire at the same time, which would be a really good idea. That said, most of these, it's unclear how exactly they were typically used, but most of the ones that are known today, including this one, sorry, one moment here, actually have a constricted bore. So you can see there, the bore actually narrows down, which indicates that this was designed for use with something like a gas cartridge, a tear gas cartridge, or even just a blank cartridge. You would reload this, by the way, by simply unscrewing the barrel, putting a cartridge in the barrel, and then screwing it back into the base of the thing. But at least with this particular one and this barrel, nobody was firing live bullets out of it, which is probably good. It seems like a very finicky, unsafe thing to carry around loaded and cocked. And if it's not already cocked, you have no benefit from using it because you haven't, like the whole point of this is the element of surprise of like, wah, pocket tear gas, or bullet, hopefully not bullet. Like again, this thing's very difficult to aim. This, having played around with this a little bit, it kind of wiggles around on your forearm a bit, doesn't really hold steady unless you really lock it down super tight. But with a tear gas cartridge, I suppose there is some element of utility to it. At least you're not going to hurt yourself or some innocent bystander when you fire it, because these are typically described as being 30 or 32 caliber. This one, like I can't speak to any others, but this particular one is substantially larger. That's right about ½ inch at the breech end. The muzzle end, of course, being crimped in is a little smaller. It's about 3/8 of an inch, or 0.375, 38 caliber roughly. But this is not something you're actually firing a live bullet out of. Although in theory, like there's no mechanical reason that you couldn't. You would just need a different barrel in order to do it. There is, by the way, a steel backer inside this wrist brace. So this is actually a reasonably stable platform. The only issue is your arm tends to taper as it goes down, and so this tends to slide forward. And if it's not really tight, when you pull the string, you'll pull the whole thing down your arm instead of firing it. So you have to have it cranked down pretty tight, which, yeah, maybe not the world's most practical thing. These sorts of goofy curiosa firearms are always pretty interesting and neat, even if they are just wildly impractical. That sometimes makes them even more interesting and neat. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Big thanks to Morphy's for having this and giving me the opportunity to film it for you. Thanks for watching.